Hello, everybody. We're here to do some homework. This is Miss Minix's class's homework. Worksheet number 115, lesson 1, homework practice. Factor table. She said to do questions 1 through 8 on this sheet. Looks like this. Question 1's on our screen right now. It says complete each function table. You can barely see it, but it says input is x, and then our equation is x plus 6. Output y over here. So what we're gonna do, let me see if I could make it bigger. A little bit. It doesn't look very pretty, but we're just gonna plug in these numbers for x, right? So the first one says x plus 6. So instead of x, I'm gonna say 0 plus 6. And then what does that actually equal? Our dependent variable over here. This depends on what this is, right? So 0 plus 6 is 6. Pretty straightforward, right? So we're going to do the same thing. Instead of x, we're going to plug in whatever number is here for x, which is 3. So 3 plus 6, because that's our little rule right here, and that's going to equal 9. Now we're going to do the same thing. Instead of x, we're going to plug in whatever it says our input is for x, which is 7. 7 plus 6, and that equals 13. And that is the answer for question number 1. Pretty easy and straightforward, right? Alright, so I'm going to skip all the way down to number 7, where our input of x's are gone. We still have our rule, which is x minus 3, and our output is y. So how are we going to solve this if we don't know what our input is? Well, we're just going to do the opposite of what we were doing before. So you can also think of it as like x minus 3 equals y, right? Because that's what our rule is. Well, we can just figure out, instead of x minus 3 equals y, well, we know what our y is. So x minus 3 equals, our first one is 0, so I'm going to say 0 here. So how am I going to get x by itself? Because I'm solving for x, right? Same thing we've been doing. So I'm going to add 3 on this side, which means I have to add 3 to this side. And remember our line down here, down the equal sign, so we know whatever I do to this side of the equal sign, I have to do to this side of the equal sign. So we have that leaves x by itself. Make it big X equals 3, right? And then let's try it out. Instead of x minus 3, 3 minus 3. And does 3 minus 3 equal 0? It sure does. So then we know we're on the right path here. So let's do the same thing. Instead of x minus 3 equals y, I'm going to say x minus 3 equals, I'm getting rid of some of my stuff here, one sec. This time it's going to be 2, right? Because that's our next number, which is right here, 2. So x minus 3 equals 2. How am I going to get rid of my x? I'm just going to add 3 to this side. Let me put that in orange so you guys see what I'm doing. And I'm also going to add 3 to this side. This cancels each other out, right? Minus 3 and plus 3 cancel each other out. 2 plus 3 equals 5, and that is my answer. So I'm going to have 5 right here. And then double check it. 5 minus 3, because that's our input, right? Instead of x minus 3, I'm saying 5 minus 3. Does that equal 2? It sure does. So you can solve the rest of that on your own. Alright, so this is going to be the last one I'm going to help you guys with. It's again, we have our outputs, which is our y. We have our rule here, which is 3x plus 3. Let me write that out. 3x plus 3 equals y, right? So it tells us what y is, and we have to try to get x by itself again. So let me see here. In order to get our first y is 3, so let me just put 3 in there instead. So I'm going to say 3x plus 3 equals 3, right? So what do I need to do? I need to solve for x, or isolate the variable and get that x by itself. First step in order to do that is subtract 3 from this side, which means I need to subtract 3 from this side. I'm left with 3x equals 0, right? If I work it all out, because these cancel each other out. And then we also have 3 minus 3, which equals 0. So 3x equals 0. the next thing I'm going to do, because this is 3x, which means 3 times x, I'm going to divide by 3. And I'm also going to divide by 3 on this one. 0 divided by 3 equals 0. So I'm left with x equals 0. Oh. And let's see if that formula or that works. So instead of x, I'm going to put 0 here. That's what we got. 3 times 0 plus 3. And let's see if that works. 3 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 3 equals 3. So yes, that worked. Let's try it on the next one now. So all I actually need to switch is this side, right? Or let me see here. I have the luxury of doing this because I'm on a computer and you're not. So instead of our y is going to equal 6 this time, because that's the second one he gives us, right? So let's see here. I'm just going to erase some things. Okay. Some of these things are still going to apply, because first thing we're going to do is subtract 3 from this side. I need to subtract 3 from this side. So 6 minus 3 equals 3, right? Now I'm dividing by 3. I'm dividing by 3. And instead of 0, 3 divided by 3 equals 1. So that is our answer. So I'm going to put 1 right here. I'm going to say 3 times 1 plus 3. Let's see if that works. Well, 3 times 1 is 3. 3 plus 3 equals 6. So it works for us. Again. Alright, so let's do that one more time. This time we're going to do 3x plus 3 equals 9, right? So we see here, 3x plus 3 equals 9. That's our third output for y. First step again is to subtract 3 here, which means I need to subtract 3 here, because they're on different sides of the equal sign. I'm left with 3x. Oh, I want to do in yellow. Equals 6, right? Because 9 minus 3 equals 6. Now I still need to work on getting x by itself, so I'm going to divide by 3, because I'm doing the opposite of multiplying by 3. So I'm dividing by 3. If I do that there, I need to do it here, because I need to be balanced and do it on both sides of the equal sign. This is just x, that's what I'm left with. Equals, and what's 6 divided by 3? Not 23, it's 2. Right, 6 divided by 3 equals 2. So I'm going to put a 2 here. Go back to red. Okay, 2 here. And let's fill it in. I have 3 times x. Our x this time we're saying is 2. Plus 3. Oops, equals 3. Plus 3. And let's see if that makes sense. What's so beautiful about this is we can actually check to make sure our answer makes sense. So what's 3 times 2? That's 6. 6 plus 3 equals 9. And there you have it. So you guys can do the rest of these on your own. There's only a few left. Honestly, it's pretty quick once you're working it out. And a lot easier to write on pencil than it is keyboard. I'm Mr. Freena, and I'm out. Have a good day.